Okay, so next 6 days, the Blazers play the Clippers, who are 3-0. The Suns, 2-3. The Raptors, 2-2. And the Jazz, who are 2-3. Which of those 4 games will the Blazers lose, and which will they win? Who wants to take this one first?
I'll go first. From what I understand, we don't agree this week. So
Beautiful.
We'll see.
It's not a clean sweep
Yeah,
like last
we'll
week.
see. We'll see how this goes. I think the Blazers are going to go 2-2 in these next 4. I think they're going to lose to the Clippers tonight, and I think they're going to lose on the road against the Jazz, and they're going to pick up wins against the Raptors and Suns at home. The reason I think they're going to lose to the Clippers tonight, the Clippers are playing well.
Yeah.
You know, statistically, it's a little bit inflated because they've played both the Suns and the Lakers already this year. Probably the 2 worst teams in the West. Yeah. But the Blazers, we've seen them struggle stopping forwards who can handle the ball a little bit and are aggressive offensively. The Greek Freak had a career night against the Blazers. The Blazers could not stop DeMarcus Cousins on Tuesday.
That was going to be
He was
my
the
point.
only player keeping the Pelicans in that game against
Oh, he
the
single-handedly
And
kept
so
them in that game.
Blake Griffin right now, through granted only a few games, has been playing at an MVP type level to start the season. So I think this is a prime night for him to have another big game here to start the season. And I don't know if there's anyone. I think the problem is the Blazers don't have anyone to match up really with those guys. You know, Al-Farouq Amino and Mo Harkless are a little bit too small, and their big guys are a little bit too slow. You know, so what do? They're kind of stuck in between. And DeAndre Jordan has just been an absolute beast so far on the board. So the Blazers have been, best rebounding team in basketball. They'll get a real test tonight.
His rebounding average you mentioned earlier is
He's
just
averaging,
stupid.
it's like 17.8.
My
He's
God.
averaging almost 18 rebounds a game. Which, by the way, if Ed Davis was getting DeAndre Jordan minutes, Ed Davis would be averaging about 18 rebounds as well.
That's silly, man.
So it's going to be a real test for them on the boards here tonight. And I just think it's going to be a little too much for the Blazers to beat the Clippers tonight.
What you got, man?
All right, so let's focus on the Clippers a little bit because that is tonight's game. I have them beating the Clippers, and I agree with everything you say. The Clippers are playing really well. They're the top-ranked defense in the league right now. They're like 3rd in offense. They have played a weak schedule, but I just think that because the Blazers are at home, that's going to give them an advantage. I think that they're going to hit their three-pointers tonight. I think Dame's going to have a big game because whenever he has like a subpar offensive game, he always has a really great game the next time out. I think they're going to hit their three-pointers, and I think what we've seen with the Blazers in the past who have played well against the Clippers in general is they get Jordan out of the game because they foul him. They start fouling him in the third quarter, in the second quarter sometimes, and I think that that's going to give them an opportunity to eke out a close win. And they play well on Thursday nights too. Whenever it's not on national TV, so the bright lights aren't there, but they play well in these Thursday night games.
I totally agree with you from the Damian Lillard standpoint. That's why I kind of battled with this game against the Clippers tonight because I expect Lillard to have a huge game tonight. And even after the game against the Pelicans, he's like, I'm not going to apologize for us winning.
Yeah.
But you still know he expects way more than himself when the ball's not falling.
Yeah.
So I battled with this one, but I'm with you, Nate. I think they lose tonight. I think they lose against the Clippers.
So how do you have them going in those 4 games? Or if you...
Obviously, I have them losing the Clippers. I haven't beaten the Suns, and I haven't beaten the Raptors here at home. Their next 2 games after tonight at home, and then I have them losing to the Jazz on the road. The Jazz, they're 2-3, but they're 2-0 in their 2 home games so far this year. They lost Gordon Hayward, but they're still a potential playoff team. So I'm going to give the Jazz the nod on the road.
And the 2 home wins they had were against the Thunder and the Nuggets, so they're both good wins. So I have them going 3-1. I have them beating the Clippers. I have them beating the Suns at home. I have them beating the Jazz on the road. I just think the Jazz, even though they played well at home, they're ranked 26th in the NBA in offense. They can't score, and I think the Blazers, with their improved defense, I think they're going to be able to win a low-scoring game probably in Utah. And I have them losing to the Raptors. The Raptors have been really good.
They are
only
good.
2-2. But they were very competitive in road losses to the Spurs and the Warriors. Those are their only 2 losses. And they beat up on the other 2 teams they played. Oh, yeah, just brutal. So I think that they'll probably lose to the Raptors. The Raptors, DeRozan and Lowry always play well against CJ and Dame because I think that they hear a lot of people saying that Dame and CJ are a better backcourt than the Toronto counterpart, and they don't like that. And so that's always a really good matchup.
I sat on that game for a while.
Yeah.
Like looking at it. I have the same record. I have have them going 3-1.
Okay, all right.
I do have the same way, but I struggled with that Raptors game. I really did, because they are good. That is a playoff team, that potentially a contender in the East. So I'm hoping that the Blazers pull this out so that I'm right next week. I am intrigued with the game against the Jazz on the road, just because they played so well at home. But I think that this is a winnable game. I don't think this is the same Jazz team that we were talking about last year.
One thing I'll bring up with the Raptors is this Blazers game is a long West Coast road trip for them.
Yeah.
And so do you think that will have any effect on them coming into the Moda Center?
So it's not the second night of a back-to-back.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
That helps. It is tough to make that long trip, but I still think that the Raptors, that backcourt plays really well, and it seems like Dame and CJ don't always rise to the occasion when they play Lowry and DeRozan.
Oh, that's going to be such a fun game to have.
It will be.
In town.
We got a question, guys.
By the way, the Raptors should have beaten the Warriors last night. Dubs went on like a 10-0 run in the last 90 seconds to steal that one.
Ooh.
Yeah.